Caitlin Clark
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ.
The WNBA world just turned upside down. Angel Reese's once fiery rise just met a cold splash of reality, courtesy of Stephen A. Smith. After her disastrous 4-point performance and a humiliating 35-point loss, Stephen A. didn't hold back, putting Reese exactly where she didn't want to be, under the harshest spotlight of her career.
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living, you know what, at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten to this point.
We have a lot of folks that have come to the defense of numerous WNBA players because they were pointing out, like, this has been going on before long and people are not hating on her. It's not about hating on her. It's that you feel she is getting a level of attention that you deserved and you warranted long before she ever came along.
Not long ago, Angel Reese was dubbed the next big thing in women's basketball. Social media buzzed with comparisons to Michael Jordan. Hill even declared she'd be the MJ of the WNBA. But did that hype overshadow her true performance?
The new season tipped off this weekend with several marquee matchups on the slate. Most fans were excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese. It happened after this play when Clark slapped at the ball after Reese grabbed an offensive rebound.
Enter Stephen A. Smith, the voice of reality in a world full of illusions. After Angel Reese's disappointing 4-point outing, Stephen A. didn't sugarcoat a thing. He slammed the brakes on the Reese hype train.
Because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shot.
The Chicago Sky went up against the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark was benched with an injury, but even that couldn't save Angel Reese from herself. 4 points. That's it. The stat line read like a cry for help.
Second of it. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level.
It's no secret. The Reese versus Clark rivalry is as much about race as it is about basketball. Stephen A. Smith didn't shy away from the bigger picture. He called out the false narratives fueling this tension.
I'll elaborate a little bit more on that in just a second. But before I do that, I want to ask you your thoughts about apparently some racial animus that was thrown in the direction of Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have gotten involved, talking about they're going to protect their players at all costs. The WNBA has issued a statement saying it abhors and discourages hate of any kind, etc., etc. Your thoughts about it? Here's the WNBA statement. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Your thoughts about that element of all of this, where you believe it emanates from, and do you think it will ever subside?
Oh man, the latter part of that, Stephen A., is quite the thing to think on. I think when you go back to the impetus of the rivalry that we have between Caitlyn and Angel Reese, I remember funny clips on the internet.
But the fallout didn't stop on the court. Allegations of hateful fan comments aimed at Reese triggered a WNBA investigation. The league issued a statement condemning all forms of hate and discrimination. But was that enough to shield Reese from the scrutiny?
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark. Because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her come up. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated, and that's unfortunate because we got some no-good-ass people.
Stephen A's final blow? Honesty. Brutal, unfiltered honesty that cut straight through the glitz and glamour. Reese's 12 rebounds looked good on paper, but even Stephen A saw through the stat padding.
Only women. This is only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot, every time the girl plays a game, she got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not every single game gonna revisit and retread this same tired ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her, and they need to be thankful they have been.
Reese once promised a Bayou Barbie domination tour, but now it looks more like a cautionary tale. Will this be the moment she finally wakes up and evolves? Or the start of a downward spiral?
The goose comes along, and she wreaks havoc. She's the rookie of the year. She's fourth in the league in MVP voting. Fourth in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. Lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the number one overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats.
Stephen A. Smith might have been harsh, but maybe that's exactly what Angel Reese needed. A moment of clarity in a league that demands nothing less than greatness. So, what's next for Angel Reese? Can she live up to the hype? Or will she become just another cautionary footnote?
She balled at ball. She balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being fourth in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table.
Stephen A. Smith never holds back. And this time, he's turning the full spotlight on Angel Reese, the so-called Bayou Barbie, who's gone from NCAA queen to WNBA benchwarmer. What happened? And why is Stephen A. Smith calling her out so fiercely after her drop from the Chicago sky? Stay tuned.
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
She's better at everything.
And
did a triple double. She's tied for the third most triple doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
Angel Reese was supposed to be the future of women's basketball, a dominant force from LSU, crowned with March Madness glory. But her debut season in the WNBA has been anything but royal.
Unfortunate part, unfortunately, it comes with the crown.
I got to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're being a little bit too PC. Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong
What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a
Enter Stephen A. Smith, ESPN's loudest voice and never one to mince words. In his signature style, he had a message for Angel Reese, and it wasn't sugar-coated.
Jackie Robinson of the WNBA will be Caitlin Clark if she stays healthy. There's a group of them that would hope for her to be out. But
why do you say she's going to be the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA?
Well,
it's not like she's the first white girl.
She's not the first white girl, but she's the first white superstar at the levels where she's scoring these, the threes she's shooting. She's like a Steph Curry. She's the first actual superstar that people care. When's the last time we watched like college basketball? If I told you, tell me the greatest college basketball female basketball players last 30 years, and you watch
Diana
I know her. She's our meet, but you look at some of these names, you see some of these people on how they do.
Reese's struggles aren't just talk. The numbers are brutal. 4 points a game. Shooting percentage so low it's practically invisible. And in a league that demands results, there's no hiding. Head coach Tyler Marsh isn't sure what to do with her either. He's spinning Reese around the court, from power forward to stretch four to who knows what else. And then there's Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation Angel Reese was supposed to compete with. While Angel struggles, Caitlin's becoming the WNBA's main event. Social media's been relentless. Fans, analysts, even former players are piling on, calling out Reese's hustle or the lack of it. Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, but he wasn't just criticizing. He was challenging Angel Reese to rise up. With the league watching and Stephen A. Smith breathing down her neck, the question now is, how will Angel Reese respond? Will she reclaim her star power or fade out of the spotlight for good? Angel Reese's story is bigger than just one player. It's about adjusting to the pro game, the pressure of expectations, and the harsh reality that the WNBA doesn't hand out minutes for free. So, what do you think? Is Stephen A. Smith right about Angel Reese? Or is she just warming up for a comeback that will silence the doubters once and for all? Let us know in the comments below. Angel Reese, once dubbed the Bayou Barbie and celebrated for her NCAA dominance with the LSU Tigers, now finds herself standing at a crossroads that could define the entire trajectory of her professional basketball career. From the glittering stage of college championships to the harsh reality of the WNBA's fiercely competitive landscape, Angel's journey has become a cautionary tale of how quickly fortunes can change when the spotlight dims and the scrutiny intensifies. Her time at LSU was the stuff of highlight reels, fierce rebounding, relentless defense, and an infectious swagger that electrified fans and rattled opponents. But now, in the pro ranks, that same swagger has become a double-edged sword, and it's no longer enough to coast on college accolades when the stakes are higher, the competition tougher, and the margin for error practically non-existent. After being dropped from the Chicago Sky's active rotation, the narrative around Angel has shifted dramatically. No longer is she the face of collegiate triumphs. She's become the latest player to find out just how brutal the WNBA can be. Enter Stephen A. Smith, whose scathing commentary has become a kind of final nail in the coffin for Angel's short-lived pro honeymoon. "This isn't college," Stephen A. declared in a voice brimming with authority. "No one cares what you did at LSU if you can't back it up here. You've got to bring it every night or you're out." His words, cutting and direct, have reverberated across social media, turning Angel's struggle into a topic of endless debate and speculation. Some fans rush to her defense, arguing that she needs time to adapt to the pro game's speed and physicality. Others see this as a reckoning, proof that hype can't mask gaps in skill or mental toughness forever. Behind the numbers, a stark picture emerges. Angel's production has dipped alarmingly in the opening games, just a handful of points, and a worrying inconsistency that has even her staunchest supporters wondering whether the bright lights of college basketball obscured some fundamental flaws in her game. Meanwhile, her rival Caitlin Clark, playing through injuries, continues to command headlines with her shooting range and poise under pressure, further highlighting the gap that Angel now has to close if she hopes to regain relevance. Stephen A. Smith's indictment doesn't end with stats or box scores. He's also questioned her mindset, suggesting that Angel's bravado is no substitute for the laser focus and constant self-improvement demanded at the pro level. "This is the WNBA," he said. "It's not about what you think you deserve. It's about what you earn every single night." And he's not alone in that assessment. Former players, coaches, and analysts have chimed in, some offering tough love and others simply writing her off as another cautionary tale in a league that doesn't have time for second chances. But what about Angel herself? In interviews, she's projected determination, talking about trusting the process and proving the doubters wrong. Yet her body language on the court tells another story. Shoulders slumped after missed shots, frustration simmering in her eyes as she battles to find her rhythm. The Sky's coaching staff has tried to unlock her potential, switching her between power forward and center, but the hoped-for breakthrough hasn't materialized. Every game feels like a new audition, every possession a test of whether she belongs at this level. And that's the cruel beauty of the WNBA. The same stage that made her a household name at LSU is now exposing every weakness, every hesitation, every moment where her confidence falters. Stephen A. Smith's words have become a rallying cry for some and a harsh reality check for others. Now or never, he's warned. And for Angel Reese, that's not just a catchy phrase, it's the defining truth of her career right now. Social media has exploded with debates, some calling for patience, others demanding results. Fans post side-by-side clips of her college dominance and her pro stumbles, the contrast stark and undeniable. Angel's story has become a microcosm of the challenges facing young players making the leap to the pros. How do you adapt when your old playbook doesn't work anymore? How do you find your voice when the roar of the crowd is replaced by the cold silence of a disappointed bench? For Angel Reese, the next few weeks will be critical. She has the chance to flip the script, to prove that her college magic can be more than just a footnote in WNBA history. But it won't be easy. She'll need to dig deeper than ever, to match the physical demands of the league with a mental toughness that can't be taught. It has to be earned through every rebound, every defensive rotation, every hustle play that reminds her and everyone else that she still has something to prove. Because in the WNBA, nothing is guaranteed. Every game is a chance to shine or a reason for a team to move on. Angel's once iconic taunt, pointing to her ring finger in the NCAA title game, has become a bitter symbol for some. A reminder that championships in college mean nothing if you can't deliver when it matters most. Stephen A. Smith, never one to mince words, has laid it bare. The game doesn't owe Angel Reese anything. If she wants to reclaim the spotlight, she'll have to earn it the hard way, with every minute on the floor and every doubter she proves wrong. In the end, this isn't just about Angel Reese. It's about the WNBA's unforgiving crucible, where hype fades fast and only the strongest survive. The question now is whether Angel can find her second wind before it's too late, or if this chapter will be remembered as the moment when the Bayou Barbie's fairy tale finally met reality's harsh edge.